lots to discuss in today's show. Does the Bitcoin price risk losing 28,000 with the Bitcoin futures premium at 2-month lows? I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis and quoting crypto trader Titan of Crypto. Fasten your seatbelt as the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement target is at $50,400. In breaking news just in, Coinbase is considering establishing an international hub in the UAE. Quoting their CEO Brian Armstrong, the UAE has been more forward-thinking than the US. Also in today's show, breaking news, Binance halts Bitcoin withdrawals for the second time in 12 hours. And as a result, they have announced to enable Bitcoin Lightning Network withdrawals. Let's freaking go. Also in today's show, Nigeria goes blockchain, says their policy could impact digital identity. That's right, Nigeria's crypto community celebrates the approval of the national blockchain policy set to impact governance, digital identity management, and e-payments. Also in today's show, Bitcoin takes flight in Liechtenstein. That's right, their minister proposes government services paid in crypto, which ultimately means they will accept Bitcoin as a legal tender for government payments. Also in today's show, defending against the SEC to cost Ripple $200 million, says their CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. Also in today's show, El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele eliminates all taxes on technological innovation. And quoting Max Kaiser, yep, the 40-year bull market is over, referring to the U.S. stock market. The U.S. is not where you'll find opportunities. The biggest opportunity is the new land of the free, where life, liberty, and property are respected. GDP is expected to double over the next 6 years, while debt shrinks to zero. Come to El Salvador. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. And welcome to everyone just tuning in. I want to point out that I've been doing interviews here exclusive for the channel, and if you've missed it, I just released one last night entitled CEO of Sustainable Bitcoin Miner Reveals New Model for Renewable Bitcoin mining, and I highly encourage you to check it out. Also did one a few days ago, Quant Finance Bitcoin Nerd, how to completely unbank yourselves. I also did one with a Bitcoin OG, discovering interoperable privacy in DeFi. I highly encourage you to check out these interviews and help support the channel and the movement, if you know what I mean. And welcome to everyone tuning in. This is pod episode number 1275. I'm your host, JV. Today is May 8th, 2023. And checking out the market, as you can see, we're in the red with the market correcting. Bitcoin down 4% for the day, trading just under $28,000. Ether down 3%, trading just under $1,900. XRP down 6%, trading just above 43 cents, as you can see. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the crypto market cap sitting at $1.154 trillion with 39 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the decline at 46.8%, with the Ether dominance on the climb at 19.5%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, Blockstacks leading the pack, up 5%, trading above 77 cents, followed by Flare, up about 1%, trading at 2 cents, followed by Pax Gold, up 0.6%, trading at $2,000. That's because the majority of the alts are correcting and in the red, which you can see here for the top gainers for the past week. Only literally a handful in the green, including Blockstacks and BGB. Pepe, the biggest loser for the week, down about 25%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated as 60, which is greed. Yesterday a 64, last week a 63, and last month a 61 in greed. So there you have it. How many of you have taken advantage of this dip or planning on doing so? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts and what's popping. For the past 17 days, Bitcoin price has been trading within a narrow 8.5% range from 27,250 to 29,550, causing the 40-day volatility metric to drop below 40%. This wasn't restricted to cryptos, as the S&P 500 index's historical volatility has reached 17%, which is its lowest level since December of 2021. But will 28,000 become the new resistance is the question. Not according to the latest Bitcoin futures and options data. Nevertheless, macroeconomic conditions remain the main driver for risk markets. Price fluctuations in the near term to medium terms. Now, a myriad of reasons could be given to explain the relative low price oscillations within the risk markets, including the expectation of a recession, investors unwilling to place new bets until the U.S. Fed ends its rate hike, hikes or increased demand and focus on fixed income trades. The problem is that no one can prove what has been causing investors to restrict their risk appetite and drive the Bitcoin price sideways, and many fear that commercial real estate is a growing concern, which could trigger major turbulence ahead, including Warren Buffett, the multi-billionaire fund manager who once called Bitcoin rat poison square, right? Now, while some believe that the U.S. debt ceiling discussion and the banking crisis can further cement the U.S. dollar's weakening, Buffett does not foresee alternatives. The financial mogul is the long-term critic of the precious metal gold, as his investment thesis prioritizes yield-provided assets. The debt ceiling drama has caused Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen to warn that a steep economic downturn could follow if Congress fails to act within the next few weeks. But on the other hand, the government is facing pressure to sustain the economic activity and contain this banking crisis. Ultimately, increasing the debt limit will add liquidity to the markets, further triggering inflation. This complex environment of inflation risk and economic downturn and a weakening U.S. dollar might have caused investors to lose interest in risk assets and concentrate their bets on fixed income trades as interest rates have moved above 5% per year. And as for Bitcoin, an alarming sign would be a negative futures contract premium or increased costs for hedging the using options. That's why investors should closely track those Bitcoin derivative metrics. So let's break it down. Bitcoin quarterly futures are popular amongst the whales and arbitrage desks. However, these fixed month contracts typically trade at a slight premium to the spot markets, indicating that sellers are asking for more money to delay settlement. And as a result, Bitcoin futures contracts in healthy markets should trade at a 5 to 10% annualized premium, a situation known as contango, which is not as unique to the crypto markets. Now, Bitcoin traders have been extremely cautious over the past 2 weeks. Even during the recent rally to 29,850 on May 6th, there has been no surge in demand for leveraged longs. Moreover, the subsequent 6.8% correction down to 27,800 has brought Bitcoin futures premiums to its lowest level in 2 months at 1.5%. So traders should analyze option markets to understand whether the recent correction has caused investors to become more optimistic. The 25% delta skew is telling a sign where arbitrage desk and market makers overcharge for upside or downside protection. So in short, if traders anticipate a Bitcoin price drop, the skew metric will rise above 7%, and phases of excitement tend to have a negative 7% skew. And as displayed right here in this chart, the options delta 25% skew has recently flirted with excessive optimism, as on May 7th, the protective put options were trading at a 7% discount relative to similar neutral to bullish call options. Still, the trend quickly reverted as the Bitcoin price tested levels below 28,000, which is currently where we're at. Currently, this is the balanced risk appetite according to a Bitcoin options pricing, as a 25% delta skew indicator stands near 0%. Bitcoin options and futures markets suggest that pro traders are less confident, favoring the sideways trading. Thus, traders should not flip bearish due to the weakening derivative indicators. And quoting Titan of Crypto, as he points out here, once Williams alligator turns bullish after a long period of bear market, the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level starts to act like a magnet on BTC. And as outlined in this chart, fasten your seatbelt as 78.6% target is at $50,400. Let me know when you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to reach this Fibonacci target above 50 Gs. And breaking news just in, quoting Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, the UAE has been more forward-thinking than the US as considering establishing an international hub in the UAE. So there you have it. And welcome to everyone just tuning in. Now let's dive into the latest of what's happening on Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange. Check it. Crypto exchange Binance halted Bitcoin withdrawals for the second time on May 8th, citing a large backlog of pending withdrawals. Binance tweeted on May 8th that it closed off Bitcoin withdrawals temporarily as there was a large volume of pending transactions, and it added that transactions were still pending as its set of fees did not anticipate the recent surge in the Bitcoin network gas fees. Quoting them here on crypto Twitter, there is a large volume of withdrawal transactions from Binance still pending as our set fees did not anticipate the recent surge in Bitcoin network gas fees. Our team is working to accelerate the confirmation of all pending transactions. We'll provide updates here. And that was their tweet from yesterday. The exchange provided an update almost 2 hours after its initial tweet and said it was replacing the pending Bitcoin withdrawal transactions with a higher fee so they can get picked up by the mining pools. Then nearly 3 hours after the first tweet, Binance said Bitcoin withdrawals had resumed with pending transactions being processed with larger transaction fees, and it added it was working on enabling withdrawals via the Lightning Network, which it claimed could help mitigate such withdrawal halts in the future. It's about time. I think that's a great idea. Quoting them here, to prevent a similar reoccurrence in the future, our fees have been adjusted. We'll continue to monitor on-chain activity and adjust accordingly if needed. Our team has also been working on enabling Bitcoin Lightning Network withdrawals, which will help in such situations. Amen. Then earlier on May 7th, Binance also had to temporarily suspend Bitcoin withdrawals, claiming there was an overflow of transactions on the blockchain, and then it reopened withdrawals over an hour and a half later. And at the time, Bitcoin meme pool had backlog of around 400,000 transactions waiting to be processed. That swelled to nearly 485,000 at the time of Binance's second withdrawal halt, according to data from the meme pool space, which you can see right here. A meme pool is an area where transactions on the Bitcoin network wait before being verified by each blockchain node. Binance saw significant Bitcoin net negative outflows on May 7th, with around 175,000 Bitcoin, worth almost $5 billion, flowing from the exchange on the day, according to data from CryptoQuant. Binance claimed this outflow data was actually it moving Bitcoin between its hot and cold wallets. The price of Bitcoin has also fallen, as we know, currently under $28,000. So there you have it. I express caution. Don't keep any crypto on the exchange that you cannot afford to lose. And yeah, withdraw your crypto and put it in cold storage where it's safe and secure and you don't have to deal with any withdrawal issues. But good to note that they're implementing Lightning Network. I guess that is the the silver lining in that story. And with that being shared, fam, now for our next breaking story of the day, let's discuss Nigeria blockchain and what's happening in Africa. Shout out to all my fam in Africa. The approval of the national blockchain policy for Nigeria has left the nation's crypto community over the moon, as it signals room for more development in the nation's crypto industry. Some local experts expressed their opinions about the implications of this new policy in the blockchain ecosystem in Nigeria. The government of Nigeria approved the national blockchain policy during a meeting on May 3rd of this year. A policy draft stated the blockchain and decentralized ledger technology would facilitate the development of the Nigerian digital economy. Now, the co-founder and CEO of Kia, the Nigerian fintech company, expressed delight at the development and said the blockchain technology policy can potentially impact various areas of governance and policy making in Nigeria. He further stated that if blockchain policy is leveraged correctly, it could help manage digital identity, creating a tamper-proof digital identity for citizens to authenticate and access government services securely. With the proper regulations, blockchain technology could also impact e-payments and billings in Nigeria. And considering that the technology is yet to be embedded into the day-to-day activities of Nigerians, business can reduce costs and improve cash flow by offering secure and transparent payment options, with consumers benefiting from the faster and more convenient transactions. This increased efficiency and convenience and can lead to increased economic activity and growth. Now, the Federal Executive Council, alongside approving the policy, instructed relevant regulatory bodies to create regulatory frameworks for implementing blockchain technology in different sectors of the economy. Now, also, I want to point out, Nigeria is known to be one of the world's most curious nations about cryptocurrencies, and I would say Bitcoin is absolutely booming there, as it should be, because people losing faith in their local currencies, as is what's happening in many countries in Africa right now. And with that being shared, now for some breaking news, Bitcoin becoming a legal tender for government payments in Liechtenstein. That's right. Check this out, fam. Liechtenstein Prime Minister Daniel Riesch announced plans to accept Bitcoin as a payment for government services, as reported by their local news. The micro-European nation continues to embrace blockchain technologies. Now, Riesch, who also serves as the finance minister, is quoted saying the following: "A payment option with Bitcoin is coming. Let's freaking go," as game theory is in full effect. You gotta love it. However, he did not give a time frame, and moreover, the principality is unlikely to accept Bitcoin and hodl the Satoshis it receives. Instead, it will accept deposits in Bitcoin and immediately exchange them for Swiss francs, the national currency. The direct exchange into fiat money sidesteps the currency's volatility, but despite not being a European Union member, Liechtenstein is part of the European Economic Area, where the EU's markets in crypto assets regulation could apply. This regulatory clarity could attract more crypto firms to the region. And similar to Gibraltar and the Isle of Man, Liechtenstein is small but thriving crypto hub in Europe. The Liechtenstein Blockchain Act, which passed in 2019, provided clear unclear crypto regulation, with several crypto-focused businesses setting up operations in the country ever since. The nation follows a similar course to the nearby Swiss communities of Zug and Lugano, which accept Bitcoin for some taxes and public services, with retailers, including the likes of McDonald's, also accepting Bitcoin. Imagine going to purchase a Happy Meal with some Bitcoin. Never, fam. Nonetheless, the sixth smallest nation in the world is cautious in its approach to investing in crypto and Bitcoin. Riche expressed that Bitcoin and other crypto are currently too risky for the country's multi-billion-dollar treasury, but the verdict may change in the future. This move by Liechtenstein coincides with the growing trend of smaller nations embracing cryptos and blockchain technology. So there you have it. Do you think they'll likely to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender across their nation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. Now let's break down the latest of what's happening between XRP and the SEC, and then we'll dive into the latest breaking news coming out of El Salvador, with Nayib Bukele eliminating all taxes on tech innovation, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. So here we go. Check this out. Ripple spent a whopping $200 million thus far defending the case brought against it by the U.S. SEC, according to their CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. Garlinghouse dropped the figure during the fireside chat at the Dubai FinTech Summit on May 8th. He stated that the U.S. is stuck compared with regulatory process of the UAE, Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, and the recent markets of crypto assets bill in the European Union. He went on to share that by the time the case is decided, Ripple will have spent $200 million defending itself against a lawsuit, which from the very beginning doesn't make a lot of sense. In a message to the SEC chairman Gary Gensler, as we call No Clarity Gary, Garlinghouse expressed regret about the U.S. falling behind significantly as Ripple expands to the UAE. And according to him, the tough thing about the situation is having a country that puts politics ahead of policy. Garlinghouse said that one of the first pieces of advices he gives to entrepreneurs when they ask him about getting something started is, if I were you, I would not start it in the United States. He believes many U.S.-based companies and the U.S. public companies would agree. That's right. That's why you have major exchanges now opening up shop overseas. Now, when asked about the U.S. needing a clear regulatory framework for crypto, Garlinghouse said the SEC must understand that the vast majority of people working in crypto and blockchain are good actors who want to stay within the rules of the road, but need them to be defined. That's right. Now, Ripple as a crypto payment platform was sued by the SEC back in December of 2020, which claimed Ripple illegally sold XRP tokens as an unregistered security. Ripple has long disputed the claim, arguing it doesn't constitute an investment contract under the Howey test. The case has been ongoing for 2.5 years and has created headwinds in the U.S. market. A decision is expected from the judge, Judge Torres, sometime in the next 3 to 6 months, according to Brad Garlinghouse. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding the basically the overreaching of the SEC? And do you think that XRP is likely to win this case versus the SEC, even though it already cost them over $200 million? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's break down our breaking story of the day. This legislation signed by pro-Bitcoin millennial ruler Nayib Bukele removes the burden of various taxes, including capital gains, import tariffs, and taxes related to AI programming, software, and hardware manufacturing. Quoting the president here, I've just signed into law the Innovation and Technology Manufacturing Incentives Act that eliminates all taxes, including income, property, capital gains, and import tariffs on technology innovations, software and app programming, AI, computer and communications, hardware, manufacturing. You gotta love that. You know what I mean? So massive shout out to Nayib Bukele making headwinds there in El Salvador. Now on May 4th, 2023, Nayib, the president of El Salvador, announced via his official Twitter, which I just read to you, that he authorized that new legislation to eliminate all those taxes. Now the ITMI signed an act and had been under development since March of 2023, when the president expressed his intention to introduce the bill to support innovative technological advancements in the country. And following his intentions, the legislation was submitted to Congress to remove the taxes on technological innovations in the nation. I love how fast they moved with it and got it done. Got to respect that. This newly passed law is one of the many initiatives that the president of El Salvador has taken to promote technological growth and development in their country. Earlier in January of 2023, a Forbes India report announced that El Salvador has established a legal framework and procedure for issuing Bitcoin-supported bonds, also known as volcano bonds. Let's go. El Salvador's Bitcoin-supported bond was created for sovereign debt payments, funding the construction of a project called Bitcoin City to scale sustainable crypto mining efforts. And earlier, Nayib Bukele authorized legislation that will foster the growth and technological progress of El Salvador as a country, as well as support production, technology, and crypto firms operating within its borders. The new law, which exempts the aforementioned industries from taxes, provides an incentive for innovation of foreign companies to relocate their operations to a country with favorable tax laws. Nayib Bukele is actively working to establish a Bitcoin city near the Conchuga mountain in El Salvador, which will significantly increase Bitcoin mining activities for companies. These mining operations will rely on hydrothermal power sourced directly from the mountain volcano energy. Let's get it. And while the U.S. is proposing a 30% tax on crypto mining operations, El Salvador is actively promoting a thriving technical development environment. That's right. I mean, the United States is doing the exact opposite of what El Salvador and Bukele are doing. Once Bitcoin surpassed 30,000, El Salvador's Bitcoin journey took a positive turn, and the country was able to rapidly pay off its $800 million maturing bond to the IMF. And according to the most recent announcement from El Salvador's Bitcoin partner Bitfinex, the eagerly awaited Bitcoin volcano bonds will erupt this summer. That's right, as shared here on Twitter. Breaking, El Salvador's Bitcoin volcano bonds will be launched between June and September of this year, and that's quoting the Bitfinex CTO. So for some final thoughts here from the author, El Salvador, led by Bukele, has taken significant steps towards establishing itself as the leading Bitcoin and technological hub in the Americas. With the Innovation and Technology Manufacturing Incentives Act, the country has removed taxes on various aspects of the tech industry, which is a crucial move towards promoting technological advancements. And moreover, the establishment of a legal framework for Bitcoin-supported bonds and the construction of Bitcoin City demonstrates that El Salvador's commitment to scaling sustainable crypto mining efforts. These initiatives are a clear indication of the country's determination to embrace technological growth and development. And quoting Max Kaiser, the high priest of Bitcoin, yep, the 40-year bull market is over. The U.S. is not where you'll find opportunities. The biggest opportunity is the new land of the free, where life, liberty, and property are respected. GDP is expected to double over the next 6 years, while debt shrinks to zero. Come to El Salvador. So there you have it. And welcome to everyone just tuning in here in the live chat. Now let's dive into some live Q&A. I appreciate all of your support, by the way. Nico, good to see you. Michael Volkman, always a pleasure. Digital Dankness, Family G in the building. Bitcoin Trini, Tough Cookie, Evan Rivero, Anything Bitcoin, Mark Thomas, Bitcoin Maximus, and Chill. Jeffries, Tony Jeffries in the building, and I'm going to scroll to the very top and start reading these comments out loud. Quoting Leon, every informed person needs to know about Bitcoin because it might be one of the world's most important developments. Facts, 100%. Right on the money there. Yes, indeed. And also massive shout out to Max and Stacy for doing what they're doing and helping make El Salvador a better place and Bitcoin friendly country. Bukele is miles ahead and will be rewarded. So in a few years, says Waldo 1977-20. I agree. He is leading the pack and showing people a new way. And as Max says, he is like the John F. Kennedy. What if John F. Kennedy had access to Bitcoin to battle the CIA? That's what you have with Nayib Bukele, as El Salvador is the new Camelot. Very powerful words. I'm waiting for a day to be here, either in the chat or in the interview. Well, I appreciate you tuning in regardless if you can't make the entire live show, of course. Everyone's support means the world. How many of you watched the interview I released yesterday with the renewable Bitcoin miner? It was pretty awesome. I hope y'all had an opportunity to check it out. If you haven't, just click on videos on the YouTube channel, watch those interviews, and let me know if you'd like to see more of those, as I could do plenty more. And which guests would you like, what type of guests would you like me to interview? I have to catch up on a couple of days, says Michael Volkman. All good. I'm glad you're here live today. Much love. Do your thing. Do what you got to do. Dankness, when we will all know Bitcoin will be worth 1 million, 30,000 is a sale price. Great point. If you're in Bitcoin for the long haul and you understand the technology and you've put in your 10,000 hours of research, you already know. all it probably takes is 100 hours of research and you could probably get the gist. That means if you watch this show, typically, what is that? I do a half-hour show every day with the live Q&A. So just tune into this show for 200 episodes, and there you have it. You've been orange-pilled with 100 hours of Bitcoin knowledge for your dome piece. You know what I mean? Evan Rivero says, my favorite meme coin is down, SHIB. And referring to the other video, I'm a long-term SHIB hodler. Well, word up. I hope you're not down for long, fam. I'm learning to hold more ETH and Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the bigger the crypto is by market cap, the less risk it's probably going to have. But there is a gray area there because now we have ultimate ish coin by the name of Pepe, which now has a $1 billion market cap. I think it eclipsed $1.5 billion and now it crashed down to just under $1 billion. I'd say that's a high risk because there is no utility, but cryptos like Bitcoin and Ether have way less risk because you just look at the market cap. There's a reason they're the largest. Now, Bitcoin being the least risky, fastest horse in the race, you know what I mean? And Ethereum, I would say, has more risk because it's not truly decentralized. There is an Ethereum Foundation. They're doing business with the World Economic Forum. Vitalik, I mean, it's kind of a sketchy CEO, to be honest. And they recently changed their whole protocol from proof of work to proof of stake. So now you have regulators like Gary Gensler deeming it a security, even though he won't clearly say that. It's a gray area. But hey, I think that's all by design. You know, let me know what you guys think. See, I have Matic, ADA, Filecoin, ETH, and many more, says Dankness, but my majority is Bitcoin, so just be careful, please, and don't get wrecked. Exactly. You know what I mean? Bitcoin is the fastest horse in the race with the least risk. You know what I mean? So if you don't like losing, Bitcoin is the way to go. Smash the like. I appreciate that, Michael Volkman. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to ring that bell so you're notified every single day when I go live. In the building, Tony Jeffries, welcome. Good morning. And Chill, good morning, and welcome to you as well. Hi, JV and Crypto News Alerts. Good morning, Maximus. Always a pleasure, fam. Megadon in the building. Good to see you, Megadon. What's poppin'? For Q&A, can we talk about transaction fees? Yeah, 100%. Using Coinbase, is it normal to charge 17 pounds when I am posting a £5 worth Bitcoin transaction? I'm in the UK. Perhaps that's why it is so scandalous. I think why it's so high right now is the Bitcoin NFTs, like the ordinal subscriptions. They're through the roof at all-time highs, blowing up this year. And I think that's why the entire network is congested right now. And when the network is congested, the fees go up. And the only one that benefits is the miners receiving those fees. So it's probably not just Coinbase. It's obviously happening on Binance, as I covered in today's show. They had to actually freeze withdrawals because it was so congested, and that's why they said they're going to be enabling the Bitcoin Lightning Network. I think it would be a great idea. Let me know what you think. If all the major exchanges, including Coinbase, enable Bitcoin Lightning Network for withdrawals and deposits and transfers, because if you do so, number one, the fees are going to be way lower because it's a layer 2 scaling solution, which solves that problem, and quicker and cheaper, which I think everyone wants at the end of the day. So yeah, outrageous right now. Anyone else experiencing these outrageous fees for the congested network of the Bitcoin blockchain? Let me know. I know Ether fees are always outrageous. It could be like, yo, I'm just trying to send $20, but they want $200 in gas fees. That's the reality. It's crazy, but that's just what it is. Over 3 times the cost of the amount transferred is a disgrace. Coinbase needs to get its act together. Yeah, agreed. But I don't think it's their choice, naturally. I think it's just the congestion of the network. Just smash the like. Greatly appreciate that, Mark Thomas. Bukele is a visionary, rare, and a politician. That's right. He's the only president in the world of a country that I'm aware of that has this has the balls, number one, and has the knowledge and, the wherewithal to actually make Bitcoin a legal tender and, try to do something to impact his country and drastically over time impact the world. As many other countries, have followed suit. They became the first country to make Bitcoin a legal tender, just like Michael Saylor made MicroStrategy, his company, the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Then many other companies followed suit, such as Tesla, CEO Elon Musk, et cetera, et cetera. Tough Cookie in the building. Good morning and welcome. Good to see y'all. Pepe is crying, says Little Freestyles. It does seem that way. But hey, it's crazy. Pepe went from virtually nothing a few weeks ago to a $1.5 billion market cap. It just goes to show you how fast a cryptocurrency can blow up in this space. But also note, what goes up eventually comes down. So stress extreme caution. I know a lot of you FOMO in, fear missing out. You're like, wow, these people are making insane gains. And then you get in after everyone else. Then everyone dumps their coin and bada boom, bada bing, massive losses. So be very careful with meme coins in particular that have no real utility case because it's a pump and dump at the end of the day. It is what it is. Pepe will croak soon, says Mark Thomas. Probably so. We shall soon see. The power of meme coins is insanity, though. Would you have expected it to rise to a $1.5 billion market cap just like that? Insanity. And imagine if Bitcoin was at an all-time high right now. The meme coins would probably be following suit. It's crazy, but it is what it is. We witnessed this with Dogecoin and SHIB, right? What's going on, Bitcoin Trini? It is good to see you. Everything is cool, brother. Dollar cost average right now. Forever hold your $30,000 plus Bitcoin. Word up. Stack sats on the low. Even the exchanges use cold storage. They should. It's the safest way. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to deal with hacking and all the risk factors associated with keeping your crypto on the exchanges, I mean, it only makes sense. Yeah, I mean, man, you really mangled. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce Gibraltar at all. So please correct it for me. I need to go to Google and type in how to pronounce it. Sorry about that. No freaking clue. Nico, howdy JV. I hope all is well. It's my B-Day tomorrow. Well, happy early birthday, Nico K. Everyone show Nico some birthday love in the comments. I took 3 days off. I'll be sure to be here tomorrow, hoping for a B-Day wish from you. Absolutely, but do make me remember by letting me know in tomorrow's chat as well. But we're all wishing you a happy birthday today, a day early. But remind us tomorrow, because that's a big deal. Show everyone their birthday love and show much love to the crypto fam as always. You know what I mean? Sure thing, dankness. Another lap around the sun is always a celebration. You got that right. I have got JV to do it for 3 years straight now. Wow, has it been 3 years, Nico? That's fantastic. Congrats on being an OG here on the channel. Much love, much respect. Family G says, move to Cardano. Being on Bitcoin is like being a regular bank. You are making miners richer. CEX, centralized exchange equals bankers. In Cardano, you have the option to save money, he says. Word up. He also says the benefit of low predictable fees, earning incentives, and lending or staking in Bitcoin. You're not going to be incentivized. Dankness says the United States wants to tax us to death. Greedy government. Bukele is establishing more freedoms than the country that swears it's free. Facts. Ultimately, I look at El Salvador as the new United States of America. You know what I mean? It's superior. Freedom. Sovereignty. That's what it's all about. F these corrupt, greedy bankers. We should have started hanging the bankers decades ago, as Max Kaiser suggested. Then we wouldn't be in this situation today with banks collapsing. You know what I mean? Left and right. Aloha JV, aloha eCoin. Hawaii in the building. Should launch some volcano bonds. Yeah, that's right. Volcano bonds are incoming. I cannot wait. I think it'll go above and beyond their expectations as well. I think that will go very well because the people behind it, you got, advisors like Max Kaiser, Stacy Herbert, Samson Mao, people who really know what they're doing. Good morning, Jeff. It's all good that you're late. I appreciate you tuning in regardless, fam. Mike Wells says Argentina is thinking BRICS, so don't buy their currency. Move on to the countries heading towards BTC. Facts, 100%. I have the same wallet. Dankness, says Megadon, Bitcoin, ETH, Matic, 88, DOT, and RPL. Yes, the Lightning Network is a game changer, 100%. I agree the exchanges should support the Lightning. I mean, what's a reason not to? Why wouldn't the exchanges want to support the Lightning Network and use the best technology available to give the people the lowest transaction fees and the fastest? I don't want to have to continue to wait an hour for a deposit to appear on the exchange when I want to make a trade quickly and swiftly. If I can do that in seconds, I choose the latter. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's make more exchanges implement the Lightning Network. It only makes sense to me. I mean, what's the downside? Is there an actual downside to it? If not, why don't all the exchanges do that? So maybe Binance will set precedents and other exchanges will follow. We shall soon see, especially as ordinals continue to grow and the Bitcoin NFTs and the network continues to be congested because the volume is not slowing down, it's increasing. So what are we going to do about it? When a president cares about his country, the move to Bitcoin, facts. That's the tell-all tale right there. All the crypto exchanges in the U.S. should make a class action lawsuit against the SEC. Agreed, but they probably fear them because they don't want to spend billions of dollars in legal fees or like Ripple right now, hundreds of millions of dollars just to battle them, even though they believe they're in the right and they're going to win. It's still going to cost them $200 million. So do they have the war chest built up to do battle with the SEC or CFTC? That's the $1 million question. The top exchanges, obviously, Binance is so rich, they can do battle, and they are doing battle. But then you have the smaller exchanges, they don't want to have to deal with it. You know what I mean? And that's the sad reality that we're dealing with in the United States, and that's why they're opening up shop overseas, and they're driving away innovation. You can thank people like Sleepy Joe wanting to propose a 30% Bitcoin miner tax. Like, that's going to drive innovation out of the United States and right to El Salvador, you know what I mean, where they can start mining tax-free. They can open up a technology startup tax-free. You know what I mean? It's just a no-brainer at the end of the day. Gibraltar. Thank you, Nico. Gibraltar. I'm going to have to remember that. Gibraltar. Anything. Is the Coinbase wallet, JV? It is the Coinbase wallet. Okay. Right on. Going to Miami to visit the Strike booth and figure out payment rail for my website. Bitcoin 2023 Miami in a few days. Let's go. Dollar cost average. That's what's up. So yeah, your two options, the biggest ones out there, OpenNode and Strike, they both offer similar technology where they're payment rails for your business. So you can accept cash and it ultimately convert into Bitcoin or vice versa. It does everything. So OpenNode and Strike, definitely look into those. Lightning payment are the future for Bitcoin. And also Lightning is enabled within OpenNode and Strike. So again, fast payments, as cheap as possible, get the job done. El Salvador is also putting in prison those who would be considered dreamers in America. This country used to do that when mental illness wasn't so prevalent, says DEFCON 2. Okay. Megadon says DEFCON 2 if you consider MS-13 dreamers. Hell, you're right. So yeah, I mean, they are obviously trying to lock up because at one point it was the most dangerous country in Latin American countries was El Salvador. So Bukele had to do something about it. So he put all the gangbangers behind prison, built a new prison specifically for them. And since then, the murder rates are significantly decreased, and it has now become the safest place in the Americas, including safer than the United States and Canada. So go figure. You know what I mean? So he's doing something right. You got to respect Bukele at the end of the day. Bitcoin is the world economy money. Just a matter of time before Bitcoin becomes a world currency status. When Bitcoin and all the alts, they will have the money. Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. You got that right, Megadon, quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser. And with that being shared, fam, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. I broke down the latest technical analysis. We discussed this Bitcoin price risk losing 28,000 with the Bitcoin futures premium at 2-month lows. Also shared a target from crypto analyst Titan of Crypto, said fasten your seatbelt as the 78.6% Fibonacci target is at $50,400. Send it. Let's freaking go. We also discussed breaking news, Binance halting Bitcoin withdrawals for the second time in 12 hours, but the silver lining, them to enable Bitcoin Lightning Network withdrawals. Can't wait. Also in today's show, breaking news, Nigeria goes blockchain. The policy could impact digital identity, as I broke down for you. We also discussed Bitcoin takes flight in Liechtenstein as the minister proposes government services paid in crypto, meaning Bitcoin is a legal tender for government payments. We also discussed defending against the SEC will cost Ripple $200 million, says their CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. And we also discussed breaking news of El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele eliminating taxes on all technological innovation. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments.